And it's a shame that it's happening to Floyd Mayweather. It's a shame that it's been happening for years to not only athletes, but celebrities or people who are making tons of money because they're not managing their circle. They're not managing their life, and it's your circle that's all important. You must hire people. If you're going to hire people that are going to look out for your money and you're going to trust those people, well, you better check the checker. The checker checks the checker.
At the end of it, I think he's gotten some bad advice. I think he's been led into some things that, he didn't necessarily agree to.
Floyd does not have all of his properties. Now, if he means homes that he owns, then okay, sure. But he's also had to sell a lot of those homes to pay back loans that he made against said houses and other assets, or liens that were against him with the IRS. This dude cannot stop lying. He also said, I don't owe anybody anything, or my bills are all paid.
Oscar De La Hoya has mocked Floyd Mayweather over his reported $7.3 million IRS debt and described the situation as disappointing given the huge fortune Mayweather built throughout his career. De La Hoya believes poor financial decisions and the wrong people surrounding Mayweather could have played a role in his current money problems, despite the hundreds of millions he earned during his career.
No, absolutely. Look, and it's funny you bring that up because I was thinking about a new segment that I want to come out with, giving advice to fighters or giving advice to athletes who come across a lot of money. And then what do you do with it? Then you have to hire people, you have to hire lawyers, you have to hire agents. So now you have all these people around you, right? And sometimes, and most likely, you hire people that eventually turn on.
He also believes Floyd should have taken a closer look at the people around him and those responsible for handling his finances. When someone has that much wealth, putting your trust in the wrong people can create serious problems. De La Hoya says Mayweather needed dependable and honest professionals around him who could protect his fortune and make sure his money was being handled properly.
If I'm going to hire somebody who's going to look out for my finances, I've had my finance guy for 25 years, the same guy. And there's a reason for that, because somebody else is checking him and somebody else is checking that other guy. So you have to be smart here.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is reportedly dealing with a $7.3 million federal tax lien from the IRS in Las Vegas involving unpaid taxes from the 2018 and 2023 tax years. The large amount comes while Mayweather is also dealing with other legal issues, although his legal representatives have rejected claims that he is facing serious financial problems. Meanwhile, Arum says Mayweather's situation is upsetting to see. Arum recognizes Floyd as a great fighter and calls him a genius who made an enormous amount of money throughout his career. For Arum, it is especially disappointing to watch someone who reached such a high level of financial success now dealing with tax issues.
Floyd had a great career. He made a lot of money. But in his mind, that made him a great genius, great business genius, great genius in life. And because he overrated life, he ran out of money. You can't, no matter how much money you have, you can't have 2 big planes, 10 security guards. It's going to cost you money. I mean, so again, I'm really sad to see that happen, but hopefully he'll get out of it. Hopefully he'll get it.
Dana White and Floyd Mayweather have worked together before, and White has now shared his thoughts on Mayweather's reported financial problems. White expressed sympathy for Floyd and said he could potentially help him, explaining that when someone works as hard as Mayweather did, builds that kind of fortune, and then loses it or has it taken away, it is extremely difficult. He also noted that situations like this happen often in professional sports and said anything is possible when it comes to finding a way to help. Meanwhile, Steven Espinoza responded to claims that Showtime owes Mayweather $340 million and suggested that poor financial advice may have contributed to his current problems. He pointed to questionable guidance and weak financial management from people around Floyd as possible reasons behind the situation.
What was going through your mind? Did you immediately call Floyd or what?
I didn't, because it's, at that point, you sort of assume like he knows what's going on, like this doesn't happen in his name without him knowing about it.
Yes.
So no, like I didn't think that there was a whole lot of point like saying, hey, what is this? Yeah. It's like, all right, it speaks for itself. All right, that's what we're doing now. Okay, that's what we're doing. So
Right, so do you think that Floyd realized, okay, I'm missing money, I owe money, where's my money at? And he just had to sue everyone involved? Or someone is telling him, I think it was Showtime, or I think it was this person, your former manager, your former this.
I think they're two different situations. Like everyone sort of saw the two lawsuits and say, okay, they're the same thing. I think someone told him you should sue Showtime.
Espinoza also said that if he had been part of the lawsuit, he would have made every effort to support Mayweather, having worked closely with Floyd at Showtime. For many years, Espinoza became very familiar with his career and business dealings, which he says gave him a strong understanding of the circumstances behind the dispute.
So it's the end of May. Yeah. Whatever it's due mid-June.
Right.
And then you send your money in, and then they don't report it back to us till July. So all of a sudden, at the earliest that we see it is a couple months later. But then there's also, there's sort of middlemen in between that this guy has to report to this company because, for example, if you've got Comcast or Charter or some of these, there's local systems that report to the main company, and then the main company reports to Showtime. So there's sort of delays along the line. And it's a crazy system because it wasn't unusual that 6 months, 12 months down the road, like all of a sudden we'd get a big check from DirecTV or satellite company just because money was delayed and they just found it.
Adding another part to the story, On-Site Media reported on X that the head of Manny Pacquiao's promotional company is suing Floyd Mayweather's former manager for $8.30 million over allegations of fraud and theft. The lawsuit brings even more attention to Mayweather's former business circle and the financial disputes involving people connected to his career. Wade Plemons also responded to Mayweather's statements about his finances by questioning how well Floyd has managed his wealth away. From Boxing, Plemons says Mayweather's reputation as a fighter who was almost certain to win made people comfortable putting huge amounts of their own money on him. He points out the irony that bettors may have trusted Floyd with their money more than Floyd may have trusted himself with his own fortune. Plemons believes much of Mayweather's biggest financial success came from boxing rather than his business ventures.
Mayweather's also been accused in lawsuits of failing to pay for millions of dollars worth of luxury items, including watches and high-end jewelry, allegations he has disputed. Well, not just allegations anymore. He's being charged with 2 felonies for not paying for, or at least writing a bad check for, a watch in Vegas as well. So on all fronts here, Floyd Mayweather is flat out lying, saying, well, my properties are paid for. Again, if he's talking about his houses, sure, your houses are still there, even though, again, he sold 2 houses in Beverly Hills and in Miami to pay 2 of his real estate partners. So why lie about it when we have the proof? It's there. Why? I don't understand. Floyd used to be able, and this, by the way, shout out to Spencer Cornelia because he hit this right on the head. He nailed this. Pause. He said that Floyd will do this where he will create a narrative, and because he is a massive superstar, his words are taken as truth. When in reality, we now have the truth. The burden of truth is on Floyd to show us.
According to Plemons, Mayweather has not shown the same level of success when it comes to building businesses or creating wealth outside the boxing ring. He stresses that this is not meant as an insult, because boxing is clearly where Floyd has achieved his greatest success. Plemons also points to Mayweather's reputation as a fighter people felt confident betting on, since Floyd was viewed as such a dependable winner for much of his career. Bettors were willing to put large amounts of money down even when the potential return was relatively small. His main point is about the contrast between Mayweather's remarkable ability to earn huge amounts through boxing and the questions surrounding how that fortune may have been handled afterward.
And there's more probability that they get that money back and some than Floyd pulling out equity in his home to take out a loan to try to pay somebody back, or using his home as collateral to take out a loan to then not pay the person back. That's the most true thing about Floyd Mayweather's entire career. He is the best boxer of this current day and age, and it's the one thing he's done better than anything ever in business. Anything. He has not run any successful business. He has not made any more money than when he is in that squared circle. Point blank, period. And that's not a bad thing. That's just what he's best at. But Floyd Money Mayweather, the only time that money comes into play is when he's throwing.
But Floyd Mayweather continues to reject concerns about his financial situation and insists that he still has control over his responsibilities. In a recent statement, he explained that he still owns all of his homes and continues to have everything he needs. He also said that his family and employees are still being taken care of and that their bills continue to be paid. Floyd points out that none of his properties have been taken from him and says his family and business commitments remain fully supported. He presents these points as evidence that his financial situation is still being managed properly.
So a lot of people are saying you're doing this just cause of the money. Is it just cause money, or just what you want to do?
Well, nobody's. Well, as you know, I mean, nobody has taken none of my properties away from me.
Right. So did you one more question? I'm gonna let you finish.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the paper.
No.
Let's go back to the paper.
Right.
You know, I was thinking about something, right?
Yeah. You doing great.
And a lot of times. No, hold on. Let me film it. Okay, so check this out.
Yeah.
Now, when you really think about this, right? We got our people, meaning the black community.
Yeah.
These people have been paying money for years to come see me fight.
Yeah.
These people will put equity out of their house, bet their life savings, and they bet it on Floyd because I prove that I'm 100% when I get in that ring.
Right.
His comments further show that Floyd remains confident about his financial position and does not agree with claims that he is dealing with serious money problems.
Floyd Mayweather, every time, because they believe in me, right? And they rooting because they want to see me win. And then after they go home and they got everything they want, they praying on my downfall.
Facts.
They praying on my downfall. So, yeah, we don't want to see Floyd with nothing.
Right.
And so, I mean, and in due time, you know, a lot of times they say, oh, it's this lawsuit, it's that lawsuit. One thing about me, whoever I get involved with, as far as with business, I get myself out of the situation.
Okay.
You know, one thing we're not going to do is go out there and go point fingers. Oh, this person got me in that. As a man, you know, if me and you doing business.
But the lawsuit presents a very different situation. The federal tax lien gives the United States government a legal claim against Mayweather's property until the unpaid tax balance is settled. This is also not the first time Floyd has faced problems involving the IRS. He previously dealt with a reported $22.5 million lien tied to his 2015 taxes, along with another $7.2 million lien connected to his 2010 taxes. The newest lien comes as questions continue to surround Mayweather's financial position despite the enormous earnings he reportedly made during his Hall of Fame boxing career, estimated at around $1.15 billion. According to the tweet by late April 2026, the IRS had reportedly informed Floyd Mayweather Jr. that his U.S. passport could be revoked over more than $7.25 million in unpaid federal taxes from 2018 and 2023. The IRS also filed a tax lien against him in Las Vegas, giving the government the ability to pursue his property to recover the outstanding debt. Cam Newton has also commented on Mayweather's spending habits, questioning how one of boxing's biggest stars could reportedly face financial pressure after earning such massive amounts. Newton points to Floyd's lavish lifestyle, including luxury brands, expensive purchases, and reports of extremely high daily spending. He mentions Mayweather's connection to costly fashion, exotic brands, multiple business ventures, cars, jewelry, travel, and other luxury expenses. Newton says reports of Floyd spending as much as $500,000 in one day raise serious questions about whether that kind of lifestyle could remain financially sustainable over the long term.
From Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather, it don't matter who he identified himself to be. My question comes as I look at his career, I don't want to talk about the earnings because that's not something that I want to point out. I don't even want to talk about the splurging because he gave off this lifestyle that was not realistic for a lot of people to obtain.
Yes.
My question is, why hasn't he ever aligned with a brand? Or let's flip it. Why hasn't a brand ever aligned with him? I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So when you think about boxing,
Okay.
names that come to fruition or come to mention is Oscar De La Hoya.
Yep.
Oscar De La Hoya is the face or the owner, creator, CEO of Golden Boy Promotions. Well, Mayweather Promotions, not a lot of people have aligned with that. You got Devin Haney that has spoke bitterness.
However, Newton makes it clear that he is not trying to disrespect Mayweather. He still considers Floyd one of the greatest fighters of his generation and says this situation should be viewed as a lesson for other athletes. Newton stresses that having a strong financial plan is especially important when someone earns an extremely large income. He explains that making money quickly does not mean it needs to be spent just as quickly for Newton. Careful budgeting should remain a priority even when an athlete is at the height of their career. He believes people can enjoy their wealth while also staying disciplined because financial success should create lasting security rather than lead to constant spending.
It was, speculative that he had $500,000 a day splurges.
Yeah.
Is that sustainable? He had multiple business ventures that failed. He had the lifestyle with multiple women and different things. Like, bro, I get it. But dang, and let this be a message to all athletes. And I'm not trying to rag on Floyd because I still have so much respect for Floyd. Every time I see Floyd, it's like, he one of the ones.
Yeah.
Because contrary to whatever it is, he's still a great fighter. But yet, we got to do better with our money.
Yeah.
How? We have to put ourselves on a realistic longevity plan that even though you got the money fast, you can't keep spending it fast.
But who do you trust? How do you trust when, and I'm not saying his background, but if you're not used to money, don't have money in our community, who do you trust? How do you trust? How do you go about finding somebody to put you on a budget to do that? Because
However, Newton makes it clear that he is not trying to disrespect Mayweather. He still considers Floyd one of the greatest fighters of his generation and says this situation should be viewed as a lesson for other athletes. Newton stresses that having a strong financial plan is especially important when someone earns an extremely large income. He explains that making money quickly does not mean it needs to be spent just as quickly for Newton. Careful budgeting should remain a priority even when an athlete is at the height of their career. He believes people can enjoy their wealth while also staying disciplined because financial success should create lasting security rather than lead to constant spending.
How on God's green earth could this man be broke?
His lifestyle. I've been around like hanging out for days, weeks. It's the lifestyle. Like when you got a 40-man entourage, you got other people, and you take everybody out, pay for everything, shopping, the mall, going out to eat, renting out an entire movie theater. Yeah, just to go watch a movie at whatever time he wanted. It was like the theater was closed when we got rolled up to the movie theater, and you got the girls and all. Yeah, and you rent out a whole movie theater for 40, 50 plus people. I bet that bill can rack up a little bit. I don't know if he's broke. I think you'd have to tell me what is broke? He don't have $0.